The government is rushing to finalize the sub-regulations of the job creation law. President Joko Widodo set a deadline of 3 months in order to set up the sub-regulations, which will then clarify articles in the job creation law. The government quickly set up the job creation law to fulfill the needs of the population, specifically in terms of job opportunity. The law was also designed to streamline business licensing.
So the job creation bills do the simplification of the process, licensing process, including establishment limited liability companies. So in the past, there is a limit for making companies minimum for $4,000. But now with this, as long as you have capital enough, then not necessary to be above $4,000, then you can start to build your own companies, including individuals person to build PT or limited liability companies.
The Confederation of Indonesian Trade Unions, or KSPI, filed a petition for judicial review of the law on last Tuesday. KSPI Chairman Said Iqbal stresses the union will continue to refuse omnibus law in a peaceful way.
Maka aksi adalah salah satu jalan secara konstitusional memastikan DPR dan MK serta pemerintah mendengar aspirasi ataupun pandangan-pandangan publik yang direpresentasikan melalui aksi.
President Joko Widodo signed the omnibus law last Monday after it was passed by Parliament a month prior. It changes up to 70 key regulations, including labor and taxation, aimed at making Indonesia more welcoming for investors.
Obviously, the first concern here is to tackle the shrinking GDP. Obviously, we heard from the president about the 3% decrease in the third quarter and the 5% decrease in the second quarter. Now, if we look at the trend, obviously the decrease is getting smaller, which is a good sign. But if this continues, we might be facing a recession, first one since the one in the 90s, the Asian economical crisis. So this is something that can stimulate the economy, for one. So that's the economical standpoint. However, it's not just the economy, right? There's also labor laws and other tax laws that this is about.
Yeah, some of the things that is regulated is actually what is the policy of working overtime, right? So now it's actually regulated that you can only work overtime 4 hours per day, so a maximum of 18 hours per week, and all companies are required to pay their workers overtime.
Right.
Yeah, all companies.
Okay, yeah. I mean, this is the one thing that's also concerning for during the time of this pandemic, where a lot of people are out of work now, or maybe just being laid off in the meantime, and they're worried about their jobs. Am I going to have a job in the future? But it's important to note that this is also not just for the short term, but for the long term as well. It's for the long term and for the young people who are about to get into the world of labor and starting their careers, and this somehow will benefit them in the long run.